Game of Thrones is known for its iconic villains. From Cersei Lannister to Ramsay Bolton, there's a wide range of straight-up evil people in the land of Westeros. And now, it seems that the House of the Dragon is going to add another seemingly terrifying character to that roster, Crabfeeder. And in this video, we'll be telling you just who this scary dude is. So let's dive right in. First off, the character was discussed in the premiere episode. While the Crabfeeder made his first appearance in the House of the Dragon in its second episode, he was already discussed in the series premiere. You might remember his name popping up during the small council meeting. From what we know about him, he's a man called Craghas Drahar and has gained the position of Prince Admiral of the Free Cities. While working with them, it looks like the Crabfeeder has been getting rid of the pirates which were littering about in the Stepstones. Apparently, the Crabfeeder title is very literal, and he essentially rains down an army of crabs as they feast on the flesh of both dead and alive pirates. Yeah, this really is a Game of Thrones prequel, isn't it? Plus, just to make sure the pirates don't run off anywhere while they're getting eaten, Craghas and his men nail them onto stakes on the beach at low tide. Yikes. We've seen plenty of villains from the Game of Thrones series, but we've gotta say, this guy already looks like he's going to rank among the most dangerous and straight up scary out of all of them. Next, just where are the Free Cities located? If you're not caught up with the lore of George R.R. Martin's amazing world, then we're sure you're going to need a refresher on just what the Free Cities and the Stepstones are. Plus, without a proper map in the opening credits, like we used to get with Game of Thrones, we're really just left to our own guesses as to where things are located. But of course, helpful nerds like ourselves are here to assist the casual audience out. To describe them simply, the Stepstones is a group of islands that is located across the narrow sea. The archipelago gains its name because it basically acts as a stepping stone between the two continents in George's universe, Westeros and Essos. While most of the story of Game of Thrones has been confined to the 7 kingdoms of Westeros, we've made a couple of trips to Essos and its various free cities too. Fans might recall seeing Braavos, which is the most powerful of these cities. This is where Arya Stark received her training when she joined the secretive assassins guild known as the Faceless Men. The Stepstones is a place that has a lot of strategic importance, since it's really the only place where you can travel from one continent to the other. This is why you might recall Lord Corlys making such a big deal of it in the first episode's council meeting. As Lord of the Tides, it's understandable that he's more concerned with the situation than the other members of the council. And now, why exactly is the Crabfeeder an enemy? King Viserys highlighted in the first episode that the Crabfeeder killing pirates isn't really that much of a problem for Westeros. Pirates are considered low lives anyway, so we're sure the kingdoms are glad to be rid of the problem as it keeps the Stepstones clear. But as Lord Corlys states in the second episode, it's not just pirates that have been made a focus of the Crabfeeder's brutality. Apparently, 4 ships have also been reported missing in the Stepstones, and it definitely seems like Drahar is to blame. We also saw in the episode that Corlys busts into a small council meeting because one of the missing ships was flying his banners, and so the matter is very much personal for him. To get the king on his side, the Lord offered his daughter's hand in marriage to him, but Viserys declines the proposal and instead opts to marry Otto Hightower, the daughter of the Hand of the King. This enrages the Lord of the Tides even further, causing him to become allies with Daemon Targaryen, the king's exiled brother. It looks like Corlys has had about enough of the small council's hesitation to act on the situation and is now taking matters into his own hands. We've definitely seen Daemon and Corlys being on the same side during the council meetings, so this alliance isn't as unlikely as it seems. Considering just how the rogue prince is known to carry out punishments, we hope the Crabfeeder is prepared for what's coming his way in the upcoming episodes. Also, who's likely to win in their upcoming encounter? We've already seen how Prince Daemon likes to get things done. In his raid of King's Landing in the first episode, he acted as the judge, jury, and executioner, and chopped, let's just say, quite a few things off of criminals. He's not known to show mercy, and has an army of soldiers backing him. Coupled with Corlys being the literal Lord of the Tides, we think the two make a fierce duo. But let's not forget that the Crabfeeder isn't anyone to scoff at either. Craghas is backed by several powerful entities within the Free Cities, who want Westeros to be weakened, and so it looks like he's going to have support. Considering that it is the king's fault and that these enemies enemies have been able to band together against the continent in the first place, it definitely seems like the Lord of the Tides is right in being strict with his actions. From what we've seen from the trailer of episode 3, it looks like Craghas will be making an appearance. In fact, it's likely that we'll get to see the entire battle at the Stepstones play out. And of course, the Crabfeeder will be a huge part of it. We're interested to see which side will come out victorious. Just considering that we've already gotten more shots of both Corlys and Daemon from the trailer, it's likely safe to assume they'll make it out alive. But that doesn't mean that Drahar will lose the battle, or that he'll end up dying. Guess we'll have to wait and see the episode when it comes out on Monday. Other news. Moving on, Miguel Sapochnik to be replaced by Alan Taylor as co-showrunner of House of the Dragon. Despite the massive popularity and success the series has received right off the bat, it looks like co-showrunner Miguel Sapochnik plans to bid farewell to the show after its initial season ends. Sapochnik was frequently seen as a director in Game of Thrones, and so his journey with HBO has been a long one, but now he seems to be stepping down and is going to be replaced by Alan Taylor, another veteran director from HBO's hit fantasy series. While the departure might seem sudden, fans aren't exactly surprised. Miguel has spent a good amount of time with Game of Thrones and may want a break. He was hesitant to join the House of the Dragon team from the start, but was eventually convinced. Guess just the first season was enough for him though. But all things considered, we're not too worried. The series is still in very good hands, and with George R.R. Martin collaborating too, it's bound to be great the entire way through. Also, George R.R. Martin is retroactively fixing Game of Thrones with House of the Dragon. While the writing in Game of Thrones has been pretty great, not counting its rather rushed ending, there are always slip-ups, and one such issue was when in episode 9 of the series, the Maester at Castle Black revealed himself to be a Targaryen. Daemon Targaryen, while explaining his family tree, fails to mention Jaehaerys II. The showrunners for the House of the Dragon series have stated that the author of the fantasy novels the show is based on noted the slip-up and asked them to fix it. While we don't really know if this was a mishap or a purposeful omission, it's nice to see that after almost a decade, we're going to see it get fixed in the prequel. And finally, Game of Thrones star marries girlfriend in Ireland. Jack Gleeson, who did an excellent job portraying television's most hated character ever, Joffrey Baratheon, recently tied the knot with his girlfriend in Ireland. And no, thankfully, it didn't turn out like his purple wedding from the show. The actor chose to have a very secretive ceremony without a lot of fanfare, but plans to have a second wedding where we're sure he'll invite some of his fellow cast members from the much-beloved HBO series. The Irish-born actor was seen rocking a well-groomed mustache during the event, and his bride was wearing a beautifully patterned pink dress. The priest from their wedding described Jack to be a down-to-earth person who is very simple and relaxed. Quite different from how we remember him from Game of Thrones, isn't it? That's a wrap for this video. What are your best theories and expectations for the upcoming battle between Lord Corlys and the Crabfeeder? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.